Part 2, discussing hair loss. My name is Valerie Bauman. I am the hair mentor. If you did not see part 1 of our hair loss video, I encourage you to click subscribe to my channel and follow that last video. You might notice the background's a little different in here. My whole entire family is home, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too loud. I decided to go back to a more discreet area, which is my bedroom. So if there's ever a blue background, you know that I am in my bedroom, and it is a lovely, wonderful, quiet place to be. So basically, just to give you a little backstory about myself, if you're just tuning in with me for the first time, I am a hairstylist for 24 years. I started cosmetology school in 2001. And since that entire journey, and I would say probably about 4 to 5 years behind the chair, I was booked 1 year out in advance. Still am booked 1 year out in advance. I do take new clients for fun on occasion and open up my days just to meet new people. And I also love to train and educate people behind the chair. I love to train brand new stylists or just stylists who really have struggled just with skill set, or even just building their clientele. So I opened V Salon originally, golly, I don't know what that date probably was, 2011. And I did more of a salon suite. And that brand has stayed alive since 2011, but it did not get a brick and mortar until 2019. Wait. I say that, and that's not what it was. It was 2021, and that's when I owned the brick and mortar, but we opened our doors in 2022. So I do have a 3,500 square foot salon. We're only operating in about 1,500 square feet of that, and I am hoping to continually expand to the rest and make it just something incredibly beautiful in the heart of Alton, Illinois. If you are a local, come visit us. We would love to have you. And if you are a hairstylist locally, or you're getting ready to graduate cosmetology school, I am looking for an apprentice. So I'd love to train you, teach you everything I know, and build your clientele. That would just be a joy for me. So something I've done is I've created this platform to share my skill set, to teach other people. I do love this industry. I'm crazy passionate. Like I said, I've been doing this 24 years, and I love it more now than I did 24 years ago. So God is very good. He called me to this industry, to this platform, so I could not only teach people what I know and share my gifts, but also teach people that putting God first in your business and in everything you do will truly bring you the best fruit of your life and continued blessings. And Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own understanding, and in all your ways know him, and he will make your path straight." So that is the preachy part of this episode. And now we're going to go into hair loss, discussing hair loss. One of the biggest causes of hair loss is stress. And my goodness, we can encounter stress anytime, and major stress in our life. And it could even be just not mental stress, but it could just be stress on the body, like rapid weight loss, but stress in general. And basically, when you encounter stress, it does immediately skip the first 2 phases and push you right into the anagen phase, where you're just shedding like crazy. So the best thing I can tell you is when this phase happens, it is temporary, and it lasts for about 2 to 3 months. And we do suggest that people use a DHT inhibitor to immediately stop the shedding and to get some control there, and allow the hair to start growing back, which can take about 6 weeks. So that's my My most important thing I do when someone is experiencing high stress, I put them on a DHT inhibitor. But I know that if you're going through stress and then you're seeing the hair in your shower and your brush, it can be very alarming. And I want you to try not to be more stressed from that. So, some ways that you can combat stress related hair loss is prioritizing your sleep and your recovery, your day to day recovery. So, try going to bed a little earlier and try getting more sleep. You can also manage stress through exercise, prayer, meditation, or just time outside. Sunshine is one of the best solutions. Avoid extreme dieting and rapid weight loss when you're encountering mental stress. Maybe just kind of take a break there. I mean, exercise is good, but we're talking rapid weight loss, like something you might encounter on GLP-1s. And then supporting your body with proper hydration and nutrition. So that's basically, and I'm sure when I discussed part one of all the hair loss, I'm sure any hairstylist watching that was like, I cannot believe she didn't discuss stress. That's like the number one problem. Yeah, I know. I just did. I fixed it. Okay. Fixed. Next, hormones. We talked about DHT hormone, but let's go a little further into it. Hormones can cause hair loss. I'm talking about the type of hormones you encounter after you just have a baby. Usually about 3 months after the baby has been born, you're going to go into the postpartum hair loss. And it can last 3 months to 9 months. It's crazy. It's different for everyone. Perimenopause can cause hair loss. Menopause is really one day, but postmenopause, it could cause hair loss too. I mean, hormones are nuts. So if you're in postpartum, after a pregnancy, estrogen levels drop rapidly and it pushes many hairs into the shedding phase. If you're in perimenopause and menopause, estrogen and progesterone decrease. The balance between those hormones and androgen shifts contribute to more thinning hair. To combat postpartum hormonal hair loss and perimenopause and postmenopause or the 1 day menopause, whatever, I do suggest that you talk to your doctor. Have them you can do blood tests. Those really do vary, but honestly, if they could test your hair at a cellular level, so doing a hair analysis, and then now a hairstylist can do that if they have like a company that they trust, they could do the procedure for you and send it in. I do suggest like maybe a chiropractor or a functional medicine doctor, and they can really look at your hormones and really see through a hair analysis test at a cellular level, and probably put you on some supplements to get that balanced. Another thing we can prescribe you just as the hairstylist behind the chair is a DHT inhibitor. Those are first and foremost. You can use stem cell therapy if you want, but DHT inhibitors are my go-to. Another hormonal imbalance could be thyroid imbalance, and that's both hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism, and they can disrupt the growth cycle. Whenever I see somebody with rapid hair loss, I ask them, do you got a lot of stress going on? Do you have thyroid imbalances? Those are basically the first two things I say. Are you under stress? Do you have a thyroid issue? But the most important thing you need to know with the thyroid is if you have an imbalance there, I'm sure you have an ENT. Have them do some blood work and get your medication adjusted and more balanced. And that, honestly, as soon as the medication is adjusted and you're getting what you need, I notice that it really almost immediately stops the hair loss. So that's great. Hormone fluctuations from stress, like chronic stress, raise cortisol levels, and that can interfere with your hair growth cycle and nutrient absorption. So there's actually like teas you can drink for cortisol. Try to get pesticide-free, clean tea. But there is teas you can drink that help with your cortisol levels. And then try to get adequate sleep. That really helps with cortisol. Because hormones play such a large role in our hair health, anyone experiencing sudden or significant hair loss should consider just having the blood work done with their healthcare provider to rule out all hormonal imbalance. Let's kind of get into more depth about nutrients. We said you need to have proper nutrition and you need to have adequate nutrients for your hair, but I want to kind of break it down a little bit. Hair is primarily made of keratin. Keratin is a protein, and your body requires certain nutrients to build strong, healthy hair. If your body is deficient in key nutrients, the follicle weakens and the hair production slows. So some of the most important nutrients for hair growth include protein, which hair is built from protein, and low intake can slow the hair production. Iron, one of the most common causes of hair thinning, especially in women. Iron helps deliver oxygen to the follicle. Vitamin D. It's important for follicle cycling and growth signals. Zinc. It helps repair hair tissue and supports oil glands around the follicle. Omega-3 fatty acids. They help reduce scalp inflammation and nourish follicles. B vitamins, especially B12 and folate. They support cell division and red blood cell production. Now, many people jump straight to high doses of biotin or hair, skin, and nail vitamins, and there's a better way. Again, if you go to part 1, I go in depth about biotin, but the biotin fairy tale is just that. It's a fairy tale. Just make sure you're getting clean supplements so they don't have heavy metals or toxic chemicals in them. And if you do biotin, do a very low dosage. And you can check out part 1 to learn all about the biotin fairy tale. Let's talk about some daily routines that support a healthy scalp environment. For years, we were told washing our hair once a week was best, but newer research shows something important. A healthy scalp breeds healthy hair. The scalp accumulates oil, sweat, environmental debris, product buildup, and DHT. When that buildup sits on the scalp too long, it can cause inflammation and clog follicles. Regular washing keep follicles clear. Personally, I try to wash my hair 2-3 days a week. Daily would be better. I don't got time. Lord help me if I admit here that this hair is 4 days dirty. I promise I'm going to wash it after this episode. 4 days dirty. That's bad. That's really bad. So we really should be washing our hair every day. We used to say once a week, every day. Life is crazy. I just do the best that I can. So I'm going to try to wash my hair as much as I can, which averages about 2 to 4 days. You just do the best you can, folks. If you can wash your hair every day, it does help keep the follicles clear. And if you could use like a high quality shampoo and conditioner when you do wash your hair, that way it's chelating the scalp, removing mineral buildup and residue that can block follicles. Now at V Salon, we use Malibu Sea. We do feel like that is the most amazing shampoo and conditioner when it comes to scalp health, and it's incredibly affordable. So Malibu Sea is a wonderful alternative. And as a business owner, or if you're a booth runner, it's a very affordable hair care line that you can retail and keep a stock in. If you are going through active hair loss, another preventative is to cut your hair. I recommend cutting the hair to about shoulder length. The thing is when your hair is long and it's wet, it can place tension on already weakened follicles. So during periods of active shedding, keeping your hair around the shoulder length and shorter can reduce stress on the follicle. So the next thing I want to talk about is scalp stimulation. And this is something, it's so easy. It's massaging your scalp 5 minutes a day, every single day. So what that does is it increases blood circulation, it brings oxygen and nutrients to the follicle. It's a very simple habit that you can do that will be supportive in your hair growth. Microneedling. Would you ever think that microneedling would be supportive in hair growth for your scalp? I mean, I've microneedled my face for years. But yeah, that's so cool, isn't it? I showed you in part 1 that the callus came with the microneedler. So I do microneedle my scalp. And what that does is it creates controlled micro injuries in the scalp, which stimulates the body's healing response. And that process can increase blood flow to the follicle, stimulate collagen production around the follicle, encourage growth factors that promote hair growth, and improve absorption of topical scalp treatments. Now, many dermatologists now use microneedling alongside hair growth therapies to help reactivate dormant follicles and improve hair density. So when it's done correctly and safely, it can be a helpful tool in supporting long-term scalp health. I personally find this absolutely amazing. I had no idea. This is all new to me about the microneedling, and science is cool. It's so cool. So another therapy is red light therapy. I wish I would have remembered to grab my husband's device. It's like this long. It has bristles on it, like it almost looks like a brush, but it has a red light, and it basically shines the light, and when it beeps, you move to another section on your head. So red light therapy has gained a lot of attention in recent years, and low-level red light wavelengths help stimulate cellular activity inside the follicle and improve circulation. And it may help keep hair in the growth phase longer. And many dermatologists now recommend red light therapy devices as part of a non-invasive approach to supporting just hair density in general. How cool is that? So lifestyle and supplements is the last thing I want to talk about. And I encourage people to consider the clean daily supplements, but always discuss this with your healthcare provider first. So focus on whole food diet, adequate hydration, proper protein intake, stress management, and healthy scalp care. That's really some key preventatives right there. And hair health truly starts from the inside out. Little changes like that you can make, that can just make this huge difference for your mane, your hair mane. I mean, you should do it. You should do it. So hair loss can feel overwhelming, but understanding why it's happening is the first step to addressing it. And many cases come down to stress, hormones, nutrition, and scalp health. And remember this comforting truth from Scripture. Luke 12:7. Indeed, the very hairs of your head are numbered. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. God cares about every detail of your life, even the hairs on your head. I'm your hair mentor. Create with intention and lead, please lead with your God-given purpose. Until next time, friends.